Right. So make sure that you post. Today was Naya Harrison just joined us. Naya, good morning. Um, Today's the day you're supposed to post that 1 point perspective drawing. That's the one that we worked on before this drawing. So that one we finished last week. So today is just like the due date that was on the assignment. So just make sure if you haven't done that already, just submit that assignment and put it up by today. And everything else before that, all of your old assignments should also be posted by today. But we talked about this. So the 22nd today is supposed to be the last day of the marking period for students. You can write a note. You can email me. You could come to my office hours. Well, today is Friday, so there's no office hours. I have a faculty meeting right after school and training. But you could email me or write on the assignment. You could say, may I have some more time, or whatever the case. Because by Sunday, if I don't see everything in there, for those of you who may need a little extra time, you could have the weekend, but just make sure that you write that on the assignment. So I know what I'm waiting on you. By Sunday night, if it's not in there, then it's not in there. I'm just gonna mark whatever's in there. But I am marking right now. It's not like I haven't marked anything. I have been marking, but there's quite a few assignments that haven't been submitted. So I'm just assuming that you just are taking your time not submitting it, and you have it. So please submit it and stick it, post it on the proper assignment. Okay, so let's get our papers ready. And take a look at our drawing so far, the 2-point perspective. And this is yet another practice drawing. So this is going to go under classroom performance. Well, Felicia, they're supposed to be done by today. Do you need more time? Do you need more time? You may have the weekend if you need more time, and try to get it on there by Sunday sometime, okay? Okay, I will still count it. I'll still count it for full credit. And then after Sunday, all bets are off. Because this is a lot of the stuff we did in class together, and I actually gave you time in class. So if you're still confused about doing certain drawings, or how to do certain parts of your 1-point perspective, you can ask that question today, because it's Friday, and you can ask that too. Does anyone have any questions about the 1-point perspective on how to draw a particular thing? Or should we continue and just kind of review what we did yesterday with the 2-point, and then continue that a little bit in the time we have? Okay. Okay. So this class is over at 9:15. So we have about a good, it's 9:15. We got about 35 minutes. That's a good amount of time. Oh, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong schedule. Whoa. We got about 20 minutes. Okay, so this is the Friday schedule, looking at the wrong column or wrong row. Okay, so if I see anything that says turn in, I just go to the grades page of class of your Google Classroom, and all of the ones that are just turned in show up in green, so I can see that right away. If you want to resubmit something because you didn't like the grade, you can resubmit too. If I told you, it would have been nice if you did this or that, you can certainly redo something or add to your inspiration board and resubmit that if you feel like you got a grade that was a little too low, or you weren't satisfied with your grade. Absolutely. And people have done that. Okay. So I'm just going to turn to the video right now. And this is where we were at yesterday. If you want to pin the drawing here. So yesterday, this little scroll work around the bed, what we did was we doubled up on the lines to give the lines a certain thickness, because when you draw and you draw something realistically, you should never have just a single line represent a solid object. Even this is a solid three-dimensional object. Maybe it's a little messy, but nonetheless it is. Make sure you sharpen your pencils. That really helps with the detailing. So we put in the mattress. We drew this little trunk yesterday, which is just another box right up against the foot of the bed. We first figured out right here where the back of this trunk was going to contact the bed, and that bed is right over here. I think that we should go ahead and erase these little vanishing point lines here, because we don't need them anymore. Okay, which leaves us just this area under the bed, okay, and the feet of the bed. We also drew a box next to this bed, and this is the beginnings of a little side table. Okay, a little side table. So, in order to kind of firm up these lines, let's go over these sketch lines with vanishing point 2 for the top of the box, for these two sides of the top of the box. Okay? So, how did we even start drawing this? Well, the first thing I did was I drew this line where I wanted the top of this side table to kind of hit the side of the mattress here. Because what was important to me was the decision of how high I should make it. Because, oh, there you go. Is that what that was? That was the light. So, because I didn't want it so high that it was higher than the top of the mattress. I want it to be low so someone can reach over and turn off a lamp that's on there, or put their glasses down, or put their book down. So I wanted it to be lower than the level of the mattress. Okay, so Kimura just popped in. Good morning. Okay, let's try to get here on time. Okay. All right, I added you to roll. So that was the decision I made. So I just started sketching this line. I just followed the lines for the mattress, the vanishing point lines for the mattress, and decided that I wanted to draw a similar angled line because it was probably going to be like this. And then another line for what I thought the back of the top of the table would look like. And so I just sketched it out. And at this point, after doing the bed and the chest, you should kind of have an idea of what general direction the vanishing point lines should go on the right and left side walls. You should kind of be able to guess at that and get it pretty close so that when you go over your good lines with the ruler, that you're not too far off. Okay, so I'm going to go over my lines with the ruler, and sometimes they are a little off. It's okay. So my angle was a little higher up. The actual vanishing point line was a little bit lower. So I just want to show you the difference here. See that for the top of the side table? All right, so it was a lot flatter looking. And my angle was kind of lifting up the corner of the table a little too much. Now let's draw this back line and this front line. So basically the tabletop. And what we're going to use now is vanishing point 1 here on the left side. Okay. Okay, looks like my vanishing point 2 line doesn't quite reach, so I'm going to go ahead and just correct that and continue my line. The side of the table, the line at the side of the table right here wasn't long enough. So there we go. Now it's long enough. All right. And then we're going to draw the front edge of the top of the side table right here using vanishing point 1. Okay. So now what you have are these 3 corners that we're going to use in the front. The left side, the middle here, and the right. I want you to drop 3 vertical lines straight down from those corners. Make sure that you hover your head right above your drawing so you get the lines as straight as possible. You might ask yourself, how long should I make these lines? Just make them long. It doesn't matter, because we're going to figure out how long to make those lines in a second. Okay, when we draw our vanishing point 2 lines. So I'm just double checking to see. I know this light is right here. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is erase all the other sketch lines that I don't need anymore. Boy, my side table is really growing. It looks much bigger. That's all right. That's all right. I'm going to keep it because it's in the foreground, right? Now what I'm going to do, it almost looks like there's a space between, it looks like there's more of a space between as long as the legs are this long, it's going to look like there's more of a space between the mattress and the side table. So maybe I should not make those legs too long, or it's going to look like it's 2 feet away from the mattress. So in order to not have this table be too far away from the bed and just be read as being a little bit wider than your typical side table, or we could go ahead and shrink it down smaller. We can always change that. Let's just make the legs only about, let's keep them in line actually with the foot of the bed. Right here. Okay. And then we'll put a little dot there, and we'll use vanishing point 1 to draw the front of this side table like that. Like that. Okay, let me erase these little ice cream cone things here. There we go. And then once you get that point here where the vanishing point 1 line hits this line, you know that you should put a little dot there, and this point should connect to the vanishing point 2 over here on the right side, so that you can draw the side of the table like this. Okay, so 1 line, after you draw 1 line, it'll tell you where to start drawing the second line. All right, now we got a problem here. Got a problem. It looks like this little table is lifted up off the ground, and it's just floating because look at where the wall line is. That means that this has to be actually a little bit lower. That's okay. Let's make it a little bit lower. And what we'll do is put these legs on this piece of furniture so that it matches. So we're going to add another piece to the bottom of our furniture so it looks like it's in front of the wall, not floating. So what I'm talking about is our original line for the back of this little side table was up here. You see how that point is actually above the line over here? That's where the wall meets the floor. That means that the table was floating, and we can't have that. All right, So right in this area, let's draw the feet. Let's draw the little ice cream cone looking feet, a round half circle, and then the legs for this piece of furniture. We'll make that a little curvier at the bottom because of the perspective. Over here, we should make it smaller, over here in this corner here, because it's farther away, right? That's the reasoning. Things that are farther away should look smaller. How much smaller? This line right here should be a general guide. You should try not to go too far down below that line. Okay? And then over here is where this is where the bottom of the feet should approximately meet, right here. Right back here is where the back leg should be drawn. See? So this little vanishing point line here acted as a guide. And after you're done, just erase the line in between those feet. Now you got the beginnings of a little side table that actually matches your bed set. Okay? And you see the bed through the table, right? Well, you can't have that because you can't have a see-through table. So let's go ahead and erase all of the bed that is inside of the side table that shows up in there. Okay, so that it looks a little bit more solid, right? All right, so let's put like a little strip of wood right here. And then 2 strips of wood right here to kind of show a little trim, because furniture is usually like the edges are covered up with a little piece of molding or trim to just give it a nice little finish. And then here is the actual thickness of the piece of wood that makes up the bottom, right? We could put a drawer, or we could do this. Let's do this. Why don't we go ahead and put a drawer up here? I'm just sketching here. I'm just sketching an idea. So I want you to do some hand sketching. Why don't we try to fit a drawer in here? Put like a little drawer pull. And then down here, why don't we draw a empty space with the line going back so that it's a storage, like a little storage shelf. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let me just pull that up so you can see it. So this line kind of going back toward vanishing point 2 from this corner right here would make it look like you're going back into space in there, that it's a nice deep space. And that looks exactly like my side table. How did I end up drawing my own side table? And this is a little drawer here where you could put some stuff next to your bed. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to draw that. So I'm drawing a thinner line, okay, all around the drawer. We're going to draw some trim using vanishing point 1. Okay, so I'm going to draw a little piece of trim right here, like that. So I drew the second line right here. Then I'm going to draw these verticals going down. So I'm going to just draw a box inside this, a rectangle inside a rectangle, a smaller rectangle. I'm going to draw my vertical lines now. Try to keep my lines as straight as possible. Okay, the sides can be a little thicker, a little thinner right here because it's further away though. Like that. You know, it could look like a microwave too, same type of dimensions. And then the bottom of the little shelf opening down here. So we're going to say that like the top half is like a drawer and the bottom half is going to be like a shelf. So the top half, let's kind of cut that roughly in half. Doesn't have to be exact. That part is here, the drawer part. Okay, that part's the drawer part. Let's put another line right above that, just for a little piece of trim. Okay. I'll move my hand in just a second so you can see what's going on. So here's a little piece of trim, just to separate so the drawer's not just floating, right? Here's a little piece of trim, and somewhere here in the middle is going to be the drawer pull. So I know that we have only about a minute. So we find the middle of boxes by doing the crisscross from the corners technique, right? So we can crisscross like that, crisscross this way. And where the two lines meet is the middle. So then if we draw a line straight up the middle, that's the middle. Okay, we need to put the knob right over there, our drawer pull. So let's put a little circle. Because a sphere is the easiest knob you can put on a piece of furniture. Because a sphere is a sphere, no matter from what angle you draw it. If you do any other kind of fancy hardware, it's going to look different from every different angle. So then you're going to make things very hard for yourself. But you can draw other kinds of knobs and handles, and that would be lovely, but it will be more difficult. Now it's 9 o'clock, so I'm going to let you go. We'll continue working on this little guy, maybe add a lamp there on Monday, add a rug, some curtains, and then and maybe a picture or two. And then we'll be done. We should be done by like Wednesday. Diana, you too. Enjoy your weekend. I'm still crying. I can't believe you're leaving. Okay. Okay. Completely heartbroken. All right. Have a nice weekend, everybody. And have a nice day. Oh, damn. I need some tissues. Have a good weekend, Diana. Have a good weekend, Kimura. Good weekend, everybody. Oh, so sad. All right, I better hustle to my advisory.